The Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority has stepped up efforts to address human-wildlife conflicts through signing a memorandum of understanding with the International Union for Conservation of Nature in Harare. Zimparks Director General Fulton Mangwanya said the MOU will push for implementation of the collaborative focus on strengthening human-wildlife conflict management and biodiversity conservation of protected areas.
Today marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts towards wildlife conservation and sustainable management in Zimbabwe. As we officially enter into this collaborative agreement with the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, we are not just affirming our commitment to environmental stewardship, but also laying the ground of innovative and impactful practices that we hope to implement in the coming years. Objectives of our collaborative focus on critical thematic areas such as strengthening human-wildlife conflict management and supporting the implementation of Target 3 of the GBF. Together with IUCN, we will develop and upscale integrated approaches to managing human-wildlife conflicts, ensuring our strategies are holistic and sustainable at all national landscape levels.
IUCN Regional Head Biodiversity Leonis Kagan pledged to support the government's initiatives to protect wildlife and promote sustainable development. He called on other stakeholders to collaborate with them in order to ensure conservation and addressing human-wildlife conflict.
Is further testament to the fact that IUCN is back and back in action in Zimbabwe. This is indeed a great milestone for IUCN, and it marks a very close partnership with Zimparks and to help really address some of the most pressing conservation challenges that the country is facing.
Prior to the signing of the MOU, Director Scientific Services Professor Edson Kandiwa said it is essential for Zimparks to collaborate with other stakeholders to address the human-wildlife conflict management.
Yes, we have realized that institutions or agencies cannot do it alone. And this is becoming more critical as the globe is now implementing the Kunming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, or normally the GBF. And as such, Zimparks, as we are implementing our strategic plan, there is a very deliberate effort to also partner with various actors and also international organizations. And the example of this signing ceremony today.
IUCN Representative Timba Mandota shared the background of IUCN in their work in Zimbabwe, citing previous funding hurdles which have now been resolved.
In Zimbabwe, IUCN has a long history of supporting wide range of conservation and natural resource management initiatives. And I think those who were there in the 90s will remember IUCN being a very active member in this sector. So the funding patterns that IUCN has and at one time could not support activities in Zimbabwe, but there were activities going on around the region. So we scaled down a bit, but now IUCN Zimbabwe has been revived. It's a unique union formed of governments, civil society, experts, NGOs, and the scientific commissions.
This partnership comes at a time when cases of human-wildlife conflict are on the rise as a result of climate change. Animals and humans are in competition of food and water, as animals are migrating from the wild into the communities in the search of food and water as water levels are receding.
The African Wildlife Foundation is a pan-African NGO, international NGO, that has been working in Africa and been working in Zimbabwe for a long time. And our mission is to ensure that wildlife and wildlands thrive in a modern Africa. And we focus on three themes: caring for wildlife, leading for wildlife, and leading for wildlife.
A profit-making international NGO that supports conservation and animal welfare, rescue, rehabilitation, and release of wildlife into the wild. We were established, or we had a partnership with the Zimbabwe Parks Authority since 2019. So we take pride in our long-term MOU with the government of Zimbabwe through Zimparks for 25 years.
Chengeto Chidi, HSTV News, Harare.